Heartless, so it is wrap-up time again. I had a really good reading month in May. I graduated, so it opened up a lot of free time, and I really got into a lot of really cool books. And I'm nervous a little bit that because I had such a good reading month this month, next month is going to be hard to read. It's been a few days into June, and I already DNF'd 2 books, which is not good. So, also, happy Pride, everybody! I love Pride Month, I love June, so yeah, let's hope to make it a good one. So I'm just gonna go through all these books. I'm gonna base it off of my tier ranking, as well as the 5-star rating scale. So I'm gonna start with the library books. These are the ones like that or not. They're good, not storage level bad, but kind of like good and average. So the first is Poison Roses by Jasmine Eve and Tate James. I had such high expectations for this book. It is a rockstar reverse harem. Like, yes please, I love it. And it just, I don't know, it kind of fell flat for me. Not a lot of steam in this bad boy. I will order the second and I think the third one just because I do want to know what happens and I want to see them spicy scenes, because this one was a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Maybe as time goes on it'll get ducked down to a 2 depending on how the other books are, but regardless, I give this a library book. The next book that I read that is a library book is The Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Danon. This is the second in the Shameless series. I'm not sure if it's a duology or if it's a series, but either way, I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it, like, so much. Religious representation is so important in books, and I really feel like I learned so much about Judaism through this book, because he's a rabbi and his synagogue is failing because, like, there's no participants, and Naomi, who was in the first book, she's an ex-adult film star, and she is trying to get into sex ed and public speaking. And he approaches her because he wants his synagogue to have, like, a more modern angle. I don't know, I'm so bad at religion, but, and their dynamic is really good. I love how they talk about defying the odds and defying stereotypes and how people cannot be placed in a box. I thought it was really, really good. I do like the roommate more, but this one I honestly learned a lot from, and there were parts where she was talking, like, to an audience, and it felt like she was talking to me, the reader, and it was just so good. The next book is a little bit different for me. I read The Killing Joke. Okay, who is she? A graphic novel girl? But my boyfriend said to read it because it's apparently one of the best comic books, like, ever. And I really enjoyed it. I love Batman, I love the Joker, obviously, and, like, he was just on a Batman tear one day, like, watching the old animated show and, like, watching the old movies and stuff. I was reading and just, like, listening, and we started talking about it, and this they made into a movie. So we want to watch the movie, but I was like, let me read this first. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, even though I honestly don't know that much about graphic novels. I think I might do a whole video where it's like reading graphic novels for 24 hours or something, because I have a stack. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars for this bad boy. And the next and last book that we have for library books is The Sister-in-Law by Sue Watson. I'm coming back on my thriller shit. Thrillers are so good. I totally forgot how good they are. And I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but the way it was done was really good. The dynamic between characters was really intense. I want to be the daughter-in-law to this family, alright? And I can't even, like, go into the synopsis of this book, because it's just, like, complicated. But basically, Claire is going on vacation with her husband, who's an asshole, Dan, and she's with her kids, and she's ready to reconnect with her mother-in-law, who's horrible. She's bringing her kids, which adds a whole other level of stress, and in comes Ella, who is her husband's brother's new girl, and shit just gets fucked up. It was good. There was not a lot of dialogue, which was something that I kind of didn't like, but I don't know. Besides that, this was a really good read. It was easy. It was a simple read that did make me really anxious and made me want to multiple characters, multiple different times, Team Claire all the way. So now we can go on to the bedroom books. These are the books that are spicy and good and just all around great. So the first one is The Roommate. I honestly might even change this tier ranking to living room because I really liked it, but the spice in this one is like, I literally had to like fan myself. The spice was so freaking good. So the synopsis for this one is she is stuck living with him and he's a porn star and she's like a good girl, whatever, and they basically just go on this crazy like journey of self-love. I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. So freaking good. I would recommend this literally to anybody. I think the full review for this one is up in the ether too, so yeah. The next bedroom book is Declan and Braylon number 3. I think this is called Now Youre Mine. This is the third in the Declan and Braylon, but I assume will be a bind-up one day. Oh my god, girl, this shit is I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Willow Winters can like run me over with her car. Definitely would recommend her books. This is like, I don't even know what book this would be in the Merciless series, but it's the youngest brother, and there are 2 or 3 older brothers, and then one like business partner who got his own book. So there's a lot of lore, but it's still just so breathtaking, and I love that Carter got the attention that he deserves, because Carter is my baby. I love Carter. Anyway. And now, the last bedroom book. Listen. I'm going to write an article about this book, Heartless Heathens by Santana Knox, because Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This book was like 4 out of 5 stars, but was everything I wanted in it. Everything. It is a reverse harem set in dystopian America under the premise that there is no separation between church and state anymore, and the Catholic Church, I think the Catholic Church, I don't know, takes over basically the whole country and makes these insane like labor camps, and like women don't have rights, and if you're not a part of the church, you're basically like excommunicated, like, I don't know. And the main character in this, she is the Archbishop's captive, I guess, and she lives on the top of the bell tower, and then these 3 boys who are like kind of Satanists, I think. I don't know, but they're against the church ruling everything, as it seems like most people in this are against it because it's not going well. And they move in below with the hope of getting back at the Archbishop, but they don't know she's there, and they find her there, and wow, this book had me reeling. It was so freaking good, but the trigger warnings literally last like 3 pages. So please read the trigger warnings if you want to read this book. If you want something unique and something that will make you think, definitely pick this book up. I have a lot to say about it. I am going to post my review for this one too, but just like, wow. Just, wow. Now we have 2 living room books. The first one is Norwegian Wood by Murakami. I gave this 5 stars because of how unique it was. His writing literally made me feel like I was swimming. It was such a cool experience. I can't wait to get into more of his books. I can't even begin to tell you what this is about. It's just, it is so freaking good. I love it so much. It talks about themes of like relationships, suicide, it's coming of age. It's so freaking good. I would recommend this book. It makes you think a lot. And then this book was 4 stars. It was Gothicana by R.U. Nix. I don't know how you say her name, but this is my first book by her, and I'm not disappointed. This book was gorgeous. This book was gorgeous, and what made this really stand out to me was the atmosphere of it. The attention to detail was great without being too... But yeah, I really did like this one. Corvina and Vad, and she goes to this school that's really, like, weird and, like, gothic, and he is a professor there, and they end up having this insane connection that goes way beyond just, like, a romantic connection. There's so much plot in this, and there's this insane history with the school, and I know that she's releasing another book that takes place in this universe. I really like it, and the whole thing is like set at a castle. Like the setting is so gorgeous, so that's kind of what really defines this one for me, is the setting, and then it's also a really spicy book, so yeah. One entry for your book that I have for this month is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Literally everybody loves this book, and I am right there, like, even just talking about it, I'm like stumbling over my words. I loved this book so much. I did a reading vlog up for it if you want to check that out, and I posted my review. This book just, it's so good. It is literally everything I look for in a fiction, just a plain fiction book. It's so beautiful. I would 100% recommend this one. This is about Wynne and Harriet, and them and all their friends are going on a trip that they do annually to Maine. They've all been friends since college, and Wynne and Harriet they were in an 8-year-long relationship, and they've broken up, but the only catch is they haven't told their friends, so they're stuck on this vacation trying to save face and save the vacation and keep the vibes good, and they need to pretend like they're still together, still engaged. It was just so good. It was so heartbreaking. It was so deep. I loved everything that Emily Henry commented on about growth and change and about friendships and moving on. It is just so freaking good. I recommend this book to so many people. Again, if you want to see more thoughts, my reading vlog is up somewhere. That's the big stack of books that I read this month, and last month, and I loved all of them, and I'm so nervous that June is not going to be a good reading month for me because these were all so good. I'm going to try my hardest, and I loved all of these. They were so good. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye! Ha!